morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle from Akash Doulani's World of Sudoku blog. This is one he posted only a couple of days ago, I think. This is puzzle number 316 from his blog. Yeah, if you're looking for puzzles, go check out his blog. I'll link to it below and possibly above if I remember. It's really good, and there's a lot of puzzles there. Although there's a lot of puzzles on my channel, go look at my history. There's a lot there. Or you could check out the Cracking the Cryptic Discord server, where there's a lot there. Or you could subscribe to Ashish Kumar's Patreon, where you'll also get a lot of puzzles. Or you could download the packs that we've done, like Polarizing Sudoku or March of the Quads. There's a lot there. Or Rank's channel, or Zeta Maths, or you know what? You could do puzzles forever the way things are at the moment. Pick where you want to get them from. But today I'm talking about Akash Doulani's blog. Definitely go there. Today is all about him. Well, and me, and him, and well, you know, go get puzzles somewhere. Puzzles are awesome. Anyway, this is World of Sudoku 316 by Akash Doulani. It's definitely about him today. And yeah, he posted this one, and I haven't done one of his in about 5 or 6 weeks, so I thought I would. As I've said, we've got a pack running, link below, yeah, stuff. If you want to submit a puzzle to me, there'll be a link to that below as well. Let's just get onto the puzzle. I've waffled enough. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Killer cages. I will be using my calculator. I'll try and remember to throw a link to that below as well. In cages, the digits that are placed in the cages will sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage, and this will be true across all of them. Sometimes you say digits cannot repeat within a cage, but in this puzzle, that's not possible. These clues outside the grid, these give the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonals. Digits can repeat along those diagonals. So these 4 cells will sum to 26 with possible repeats if allowed by other rules. And then we've got these little tiny whisper lines. And what this means is these 2 cells will have a difference of at least 5. Same here, and same here. With that, this puzzle should be solvable. I know nothing about this puzzle other than it looks like this. Let's give this a shot. Okay, 7 in 3 is 1, 2, 4. It is the only way to make up 7 in 3, and we've got 2 of them. 1, 2, 4. Now, 15 and 15 is 30. This is 37, so these have to sum to 8 without using 1, 2, or 4. Which surely means that those are 3 and 5. There's no other way to do that. Yeah, there's no other way to do that. Because they're the minimum I've got left, and they sum to 8. So, of course, these are 6, 7, 8, 9, which I would have known if I'd thought about the 15s anyway. Am I going to put that in? I think I am. Because I'm curious about these whisper lines, but I'm not there yet. So, actually, I'm going to think about this whisper line. Because these are 6 cells that sum to 23, which means these sum to 22. Now, 22, yeah, I'm going to speed this up. 22, I think, can be done 2 ways. Yeah, 5, 8, 9, or 6, 7, 9. I can't put 5 on a whisper line, so this digit here must be high, 6, 7, 8, or 9, but that means this must be low, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's because of the whisper line. All that's telling me is because this must be high, this must be low. Can I do that trick anywhere else? This is 15. 15 could have high or low on it. This is 28, so this is 45 minus 28 is, I am bad at math. 7, yeah, that could still have high or low. This is the most constrained one. Because this was so low. But I've used 2 of the high digit, but they probably... 22 again. Do they all have to be high? No, one of them could be 5. 8 must have a 1 in it. "22 must have a 9 in it?" Yes, 22 must have a 9 in it. So again, there must be a 9 down here. "26 in 4 with repeats." Isn't that pressured? Because this, if this was 9-8, for example, because I don't need an 8 in the 22. This could be 6, 7, 9. If this was 9-8, that's 17, and these would only have to sum to another 9. "11 and 12 without repeats." 23 in 6. So the minimum in 6 is 21. So that's a lot of degrees of freedom. Well, not that many. Actually, it's not that many. Well, I've already proven that this is going to be at least 5. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 have to be in here. So 1 is in here. Does 2 need to be in here? I don't think so. This could be 1, 3, 4. No, because 21 is 9, 8, and 4. Oh, I can't do 9, 8, 4. So 9, 7, 5. This has to be 9, 7, 5 because I don't have access to the 4. No, there's another option. 8, 7, 6. Damn. What's the break into this? Maybe I do start gathering totals and looking at conflicts. So this is going to be a 15. Without a 1 or a 9. Five, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 9. This is a 15 without a 1 or a 9. That's a lot of options. This, let's look at this one. So these are 28. So this is 17 without 1, 2 or 4. That's got to be a lot more constricted. So 17 without 1, 2 or 4. So this is, there must be a 3 in here. It's 3, 5, 9 or 3, 6, 8. Three, 5, 9 or 3, 6, 8. But there is a 3 in here. Do I want to look at the 21 in 3 again? Because the 21 in 3, it can't be 4, 8, 9. So there must be a 7 in here. 5, 7, 9 or 6, 7, 8, which is, yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, my paranoia about not recording just kicked in. I was hoping these little killers would be disambiguators at the end, but I'm starting to be a bit worried that they're not. So these sum to 27. So 27, this is 18. But do I know anything about these at all? So these are low. Maybe I do high-low. These are low. These are high. This is high. This is low. These are low. So I've only got one more low in this box. And it's in here. So these are either high or 5. I've got to put a 3 somewhere in here. But if there was a restriction on 7, that might do something, but I'm not seeing that. Now, these are either high or 5, so all of the lows have to go in here. 23 and 6. What is 23 and 6? This may seem stupid, but I'm curious. 23 and 6. Yeah, it needs a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's 5, 8, or 6, 7. But if it was 6, that would put a 5 over here, of course. Can I have a 5 over here? That would push 5 into here. This is 27, so this is 18. 18 in 5. Well, the minimum is 15. So 18 in 5 must have a 1 and a 2. So there's got to be a 1 or a 2 in one of those, because I can't put the second 1, 2 in here. Hmm. Do I just need to pull out, like up here, an 8, a 22, and options for 8, 22, and 15? But there... Or do I need to look at the little killer options? But I don't have any information on those little killer diagonals yet. There is another deduction I can do. I can look at, for example, all of that, which I know sums to 90. I'm absolutely using a calculator for this. So those sum to 90. But if I add 8, 22, 14, 11, and 12, that sums to 67. So if I take 67 away from 90, then I know that those green cells sum to 23. So I can get that total as well. So 23 and 14 is 37. So this is 8. So this is a virtual 8 cage. Which I could have got by just adding that and subtracting from 45. Ah! So maybe I need to do that over here. So this is an 8 cage. So I'm going to make a note of that. So box 4 equals 8. And this one, this is 28. So this is 17. This is 27. So this is 18. So 17, 18 is 35. So box 6 equals 10. This is a 10 cage. And it can't be 2, 3, 4. So there must be a 1 in there. It's a 10 cage with a 1 without a 3. So 1, 2, 7, 1, 4, 5. So I don't want to think about those, I don't think, as much as I want to think about those. So if this is 10, this is a 23, so those would sum to 22, and 22 and 4 I don't think is going to help me. But this being a 10 and this being an 8 might. Is there any other trick like that I need to look at? Because none of that is on its own restricting enough. And none of that has landed on the diagonal, on the little killer clues in a way that is jumping out at me. One, two, seven, or 1, 4, 5. If it was 1, 4, 5, I couldn't put a 5 in the 10 cage. So is it, if this is 1, 4, 5, this would be 5, 1, 4. This would be 9 and 6. So what could this be? Because this is an 8 cage, which I couldn't then use a 5 on. So this would be 1, 3, 4. Because if I used a 5, I'd have to put it... Wait a minute. If this is 1, 4, 5, 5 has to go in the middle because I can't put 5 in a 10 cage without putting a 5 at the other end. So this would be 1, 4, 5. If this is 1, 4, 5, this is 5, and these are 1 and 4, which forces those. So I cannot duplicate in these cells. I just can't do it. So this would be... But one of these has to be 1. So one of those two has to be a 1. Which means that's not a 1. But I think I can do better than this. One of these is, if this is 1, 4, 5, I can't use 5 over here. And it's 8. So it becomes 1, 3, 4. 5, 4, but then I've duplicated the 1 and I've put the 9 in. And if I don't put the 1 in the, I have to put the 1 in the middle because the 5 goes here. This becomes the 1 because the 1 has to go somewhere in the middle. And then I've duplicated the 4. This cannot be 1, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 7. Which means these are 9, 8, or 3. Now, this was a 17 cage. So 127 doesn't come into play on that, I don't think. No, it doesn't, because the 127 are already all up there. But it pushes 127 into here. I don't know. But surely this has got to have some effect over here, because I can't replicate these. So if this was, what are the options for 8? There's 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. Now, if this is 1, 2, 5, I'm going to get a duplicate. Because one of them is going to live in here, and that would push something into the middle, which matches up. So this cannot be 1, 2, 5. Because however I did that, say I put the 1 here, I put the 2 here, that would mean I put the 2 here. Or maybe, hang on. 1, 2, 2, 1. But I can't put the 5 in. No, this would have to be the 5 again. So these would be 1 and 2, and wherever the 1 and 2 are, this can't be 1, 2, 5. This has to be 1, 3, 4. Which means these are 9, 7, and 6. That is very strange. It's cool, but strange. Now, has that done anything? Now, I can't put 1, 3, 4 in here. So 1, 3, 4 all get forced in here. Does that mean this has to be a 1, 3, 4? So if I make this 1, 2, 5, 3 and 4 get forced into here. And if 3 and 4 get forced into here, that's 7, and the other digit has to be a 15. That's not going to work. This is 1, 3, 4. So this... I don't think 22 without 1, 3, 4 is meaningful, but I'm going to have a look. No, it's not. So, yeah, these are 5. Yeah, that's not meaningful at all. Okay, so that was something. That was a really cool deduction. Is Bremster smart enough to do anything with it? Probably not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is in one of those two. 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 5 in one of those, which means I can't use 5 in these. So this is 4, 9, or 6, 7. Now I could never have used... Oh, no, I could have used 5 over here. So this is 6, 8. So this now can't have 5 or 6 in it, because 5 and 6 are taken. So this is 4, 9, and this is the 2. So there's no 2 there. This is 1, 4. There's no 4 there. So there is a 4 in one of those, which makes sense. So these are 1, 3, 5, and 7. And there must be a 5. So this is a quad now. Does that... it puts 4 down here because these 4s are lining up. Sorry, I just got a notification from my parents and I want to make sure they're all okay. They are. Sorry, they're elderly and their health is not great, so I always check that. So there is a 4 down here, which means I cannot put a 4 in these. So this can't be a 2, 3, 4 anymore. So there must be a 1 in it. Now, I'm still not convinced I can't put 4, 9 here. So, but 4 is down here. Now I've got to put 2 and 7 in here. I can't put 7 in a 9 cage. So there is a 7 in the 18 cage. If I put 2 in the 18 cage with 7, then it's 2, 7, 9. Maybe. Maybe. So the 9 is 1. Hang on, the 9 cage can't have a 4 in it, and it must have a 1. I'm starting to fail at math. So it's 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. If it's 1, 3, 5, then this becomes a 3 or a 5, and the 1 goes up here. I don't see a problem with that. If it's 1, 2, 6, I'm not seeing any pressure on that at all. Now, what did this sum to again? This was the box 9 total. 18 plus 9 is 27. So this is 18 with 4. So 18 with 4. 459 or 468. Oh, there's probably something going on here that I can't. So I've got 2 different 18 cages, one with a 7, which has lots of options, and one that must have a 4, which is less. 459 or 468. Hang on, but this. I am going to look at this. So the 18 cage must have a 4 in it. So it's 459 or 468. But up here, this is a 17 cage that must have a 3 in it. Which I think is 359 or 368, isn't it? Yes, it is. So of course that balances out. It's the 3 and the 4 and the digits that are left over. Arg! So I've done those, which means I've done those by extension. These are all low, but I'm not. These are high, but none of this These are all low. Very cool tricks. What's next? What is... This 21 cage is fixed. Where do I put 5 in row 1? 5 has to go in one of those two cells because I can't put it in the 8 cage because this is 1, 3, 4. Can't put it in the 15 cage because I need a 10 with it, and I cannot put it on a whisper line. This is 5 and 7, which is 12. So it's 5, 7, 9. This is 5, 7, 9. And this is not the 5 because the 5 has to go into this row to complete the row. So these are 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8. And 3, 6, and 8 sum to, hopefully, the total I'm after. 3 and 6 are 9, plus 8 is 17. That's what I needed. So these are 4, what was the other option? 4, 5, and 9. Can't put 5 on the whisper line, which means 9 is on that whisper line. Because if this is a 9, it's a 9, and if that's a 4, that's a 9. I cannot put 9 in either of those cells. 9 must be on this whisper line. That's very cool, by the way. That having to be a 4 or a 9 and forcing 9 somewhere on the whisper line is very cool. Now, what does that do for all of this? Now, this 18 cage, which I haven't looked at yet, I'm going to use my calculator and be damned. Now, I can't use a 9, a 4, or a 5. So no, 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 or no. It's 3, 7, 8. This can only be 3, 7, 8, which means this is 1, 2, and therefore 6. And I'm starting to narrow stuff down. And now the question is, where does 5 go in here? And 5 must go in one of those two. I've got exactly the same question. So 5 must go in the 12 cage. So 12 in 3. And it must contain a 5. So lots of options go away. 1, 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5. 1, 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5. Now, I do know that 3 and 4 need to go in here. This can't be 4 anymore. Because if this is 4, this would be 9, but 9 is over here. Hang on, does this need to be 4, 9 now? No, because I could put 4, 5 over here. So this was a 23. No, it wasn't. What was this? This is 23. So this is 22. So 22 in 3. I am going to grab that again because I've seems to have lost it. Not being consistent with my. So 5, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 9. So this is either 5, 9 with 8 or 6 or 7, 9. If this is 9, this could be low, and if this is 4, this is 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 9. Oh, that can be, it could be 4, 9 in either order. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 9. Maybe this comes into play now. Because one of those needs to be 9. Can it be that one? Because if that's 9 and that's 9, I've blown the total. So if that's 9, that would have to be 5, because 9, 4 would leave that as 5. 9 and 5 is 14. So these would have to sum to 3. And I don't have 1 or 2 available. I don't think that can be 9. If this is 9, this is 4. This couldn't be 9 or I'd blow the total. If this is 9, this is 4, right? Because one of these, yeah, 9, 4, this would not be able to be 9 because I blow the total. So if this is 9, this is 5. 9 and 5 is 14. I've got 3 to play with, but the minimum digit I can put there is 3. This is not 9. This is low. And I know that I need to put a 9 on one of those two, because if this is 4, this is no longer 4. This is 9. Did that do anything? That doesn't need to be 4. 4 is in one of those 3 cells. But 11, 14, I can't eliminate any of these, because 6 and 5 is 11 plus 4 is 15. Actually, no, these there's still a degree of freedom. So this could still, yeah, none of these are forced off their maximums. Blast. But that's tricky. Can I put 6 in this 12 cage? Because if I put a 6 in... Oh, no, I can still hide the 6 there. I was trying to think, can I force 6 onto this? Can that be a 6? If this is 6, 1, then... Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Blast. What haven't I placed up here? 2. We know 5 is over here. So 2, only 2. So 2 goes on one of those. But 2 can go with almost anything. If that's a 6, that's a 1. If I put 6 on there, it goes with 1. 6 can't go with 2, but I could still hide 6 in the middle. This is tricky. So if this is 6, this is 1. If this is 3, this is 8 or 9. But if this is 8, this is 1, 2, or 3. Three, 6, 7, 8. That's a quad. Is that a... So I can't put 3 in there because 3, 6, 7, and 8 is a quad. So what have I got left? 1, 2, 4, and 5. So these are from 1, 2, 4, 5. 1 and 5 would make 6. 2 and 5 would make 5. That doesn't work. I can't put 2 in here. Okay. Hang on. If this is 2 and 5, that would have to be a 5. And I must put 5 in here. So I can't put 2 in here. And 4 and 5 would leave this as a 3. So they're the only possibilities. And one of these must be a 2. This is crazy. So 11 in 3 without 5. I think I looked at this, didn't I? Yeah, there's lots of options. But 1, 2, 8 would mean this is 4, 5, 3. And force 1 and 2 down here. That's fine. 1, 3, 7. If this is 1, 3, 7, this is 4, 5, 6, which does not total. So 1, 3, 7 is not possible. 1, 4, 6 doesn't work. And 2, 3, 6 doesn't work because it breaks that. This is 1, 2, 8. This has to be 1, 2, 8 or this cage is broken. This is why I need to use my calculator. This is 1, 2, 8, which means there's no 1 in here, which means this is 4, 5, so this is 3. Okay, that took a long time to get. This is a 1, 2 pair, which means one of these... No, that I keep doing that backwards. Backwards whisper logic is not going to help me here. That's not the 3, so there is a 3 down here, which I could have got from having found the quad earlier. So, hip, hip, hooray. There is no 8 here now. So this is 6, 7, 9, 9, which does sum to the total. It just has to. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, which is 15, which works. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, which 6 and 7 is 30, yeah, 22. So I've now got the cage totals. Wow, this is hard. This is really, really hard. Sorry everyone for the incredibly long video again. Can't put 5 on a whisper line. So this is 2 or 8. Can't put 5 because of that as well. But that was because of the whisper line. 2, 5, 8. Something has to break the pressure on this. It's going to be these, isn't it? So the maximum here is now 7, 13. So the minimum here is 4, but I can't use 4. So 5, 6, or 8 is the only possibilities. Because I couldn't use 4 because of that. So I can't use 3 there anymore. Now, if this is 8, these have to sum to 9. If this is 8, these have to sum to 9. 2, 2, 5 does it. If this is 6, these have to sum to 11. 4, 1, 6 does it. Yeah, okay. So that's not doing it. So do I need to look up here? But there's just too much freedom. Because 2 allows this to be 7, 8, 9, and 8 allows this to be 1, 2, 3. And I don't think high-low is helping me in this puzzle at all, is it? I really don't think so. I'm going to get rid of it. The colouring is just making me distracted. So this is 2. I'm going to pencil mark this cell because it's down to 4 options and it's potentially helping the whisper line. 2, 5, 7, and 9. Actually, I do have Sudoku I can do. That's a 3 because of the 3 in the column. That's not a 3. So this is now high. So this is now low. It's 1, 2, or 3, and it's not 3. So this is now a 1 or a 2, giving me a 1, 2 pair in the column. Now this 1, 4, okay, here we go, makes this 5 and this 4. Now I already knew that there was a 4 in one of those. This 1, 4 means there's no 1 there. Two, 5, 6, 7. There's no 5 there. So this is 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh. 2, 6, 7, 8. 8 has to go in one of those two. 6 is in one of those two. This puzzle is really cool. So what can this be? But I was just looking at that. It can be anything but 4, 5, or 6. So where does 4 go in row 1? That's a 4. That's a 1. That's not a 1. So 1 is down here. So 1 is in one of those two. Which, yeah, that lines up with all of that. That can't be a 1 or... This has to be high. Because if it's low, it's a 1, 2, and I've got a deadly pattern. I really feel that's the case, that this is going to be high. But I'm not going to use that to... Like, if this is low, I have no idea how I'm going to resolve... Oh, because of the little killer. No, that could be low. Okay, I'm wrong. I am wrong. It could be low. Okay. So... where else do I... Even the Sudoku in this is tricky. I haven't placed a 5 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's a 5 in one of those two. This is a busy grid. It really is. 1, 3, 5, 7. I thought having made this deduction, which was absolutely glorious, I would be able to do something to eliminate these down and it would push back into the rest of the grid, but I'm not seeing it. So close. one of those has to be a 6, I think. Because if that's not a 6, that's a 6. And if that's not a 6, that's a 6. And I can't have both of those as 6s. So one of those is a 6. So one of those is a 1. Wait a minute. And that's an X-Wing. So this is an X-Wing in ones, which means if this is a 1, this is a 1, because if this is a 1, that's a 2, which makes that a 1. And if this is a 1, then that's a 2, which makes this a 1. But if this isn't a 6, this is a 6, which means this isn't a 6 and this is a 6, which makes that a 1, which... Wait. So these are both 1s. They absolutely have to be because of the combination of the X-Wing and these pointing 6s. Because if they're not both 1s, then both of those are 6s. It's beautiful, but it's not easy to see. So that's a 2. That's not a 1. Wow. Please do something for me. There is now a 2 up here. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. So I'm having to keep an eye on the clock because I have a work meeting soon. And I didn't expect this to go this long. Okay, so that is a 1268 quad. 1268. So that's not a 6. So 6 is down here. Do I have another one of those? It's jumping out at me. I did just put a 2 on this 17. So these have to sum to 15. So how do I get those to 15? If this is a 4, these sum to 11. These are 5, these sum to 10. So that can't be a 1. So there's a 1 in one of those two. But these have to sum to 15. 5, I could get 10 there. 6, can I get 9 there? If this is 6, these have to sum to 9. And I can't do it. So this can't be a 6. This is an 8, these have to sum to 7. And I can do it. So this is 5 or 8 now. I did get a 6 out of there. Is this a 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 quintuple? 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So that's a 4, and that's a 9. That's not a 4. 4 goes in here. This is a 1, 2, 4, 6. So 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, which means the other digits are 1, 2, and 6, and that can't be a 1 or a 2. So that's a 6. That is not a 6. 6 goes in here, which I could have got from having found that quad. That takes 6 out of there, which takes 4 out of there, which makes that a 4, which makes that a 6. This is a triple now. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8 must contain a 3. That is not the 3. This is the 3. Did I get any pressure on this at all? No. Yes, well, this is now a 1 and this is a 4. So this is not a 1, this is not a 9. This is a 3, 5, 8 triple. So 1, 2. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So these are 2, 7, and 9. So that's not a 5. So that is a 5. So that's not a 5. So there is absolutely a 5 down here. 2, 7, 9. One is the one that's in there. Yeah, I know that. So these are 3, 5, and 7. 3, 5, 8, 2, 7. 9 must be in there, so that's not a 9. It's not one of those must be a 9, but I've already got that. I also expected these 15 cages to do a little more by now, and I'm not seeing that either. Wow, this is tricky. So this is a quintuple. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. That's not going to help me. That's not a 9. So 9 is in here. Every time I feel I'm close to a breakthrough in this puzzle, it stalls again. That's what happens when I pick a puzzle blind. If this is 3, 7, 8, 2, 1, 9. This is 1, 9. This has still got 2 options. 9. It's got to be the 26 little killer at this point, doesn't it? I'm dreading that. Because the options here are fairly wide. If it's low, it's 2. If it's high, it's 7, 8, 9. So they're 2, 7, 8, 9. Can I eliminate any of those? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't be 6. 7, 8, 9. 2, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So these have to sum to 26. So if this is 2, these sum to 24. 7, 8, 9. That works. So 26 is just not a nice value. If that's 2, these sum to 24. 7, 8, 9. If that's 2, 7, 8, 9. Hang on, that doesn't work. If that's 2, the others have to sum to 24, but that would make that high, and that would also have to be 2. So that can't be 2. Which doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. So 2 in this row could still go in either of those 2 spots. Oh, man. So do I need to put 2 on this? If I don't put 2 on this, how do I get to 26? If I do 7, let's do minimums without 2. 7, 6 is 13, 5 is 18. And then I'd have to use, yeah, I could do it. Because if I use 7, that gets me to 25, and I've still got some leeway. So 7, 7, 5, 7, 7, 6, 5. So if this is a 2, actually the way to look at it is if this is an 8, this is a 2, this is a 5, and I've got 7 already, and wait a minute, if this is an 8, this is a 2. If this is an 8, this is a 2, and this is a 5, I've got 7, and these would have to sum to 19. So if this is an 8, 2 and 5, these sum to 19, which is not possible. This cannot be an 8. This is a 2. So this is not a 2. And again, it's a deduction that gets me a single digit. But what are the minimums now? 7 and 5 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Everything is still possible. It got me a single digit. And now it feels like that little killer is completely useless. If this is 7, 6 is 13, 5 is 18, and I've still got leeway. So the little killers are useless. I've fully resolved the whisper lines. And I've got the contents of all the cages, pretty much. So it's just got to be a Sudoku trick. But where? I don't want to have to stop this to go to my meeting. I really don't. Like, if that's an 8, that's an 8, that's an 8. That's a 2, that's a 7, that's 3. That's a 3. None of that seems to do anything. That's a 1, that's a 9. The whispers are resolved. Is there another pointing quad that I've missed? Like a 4's restricted in a way I can't see or something. No. Fives aren't locked in. Sevens. I was just looking for digits that sort of are locked into specific positions, but like 8 is locked into one of those, so 8 can't go in those, but it can go in those no problem. Uh, 8 is locked into those, but I was looking at that and I couldn't see anything to do with it because there's lots of escape valves. Wow, okay. Oh, that's a 6. This is a 1, 2, 6, 8 quad, and that's the only place left for a 6. That's a 6. That is not a 6. I don't expect that to get me much. That is not an 8, because 8 has to go up here. But that's on the little killer. So these are 8. These have to go to 9. So that's a 5 and that's a 4. Which means that's a 5. That is not a 5. This is a 3-8 pair. That's going to do a lot. That's a 7. That's an 8. That is not an 8. That is not a 7. That is a 6. That is an 8. There's no 8 up there. But there's going to be a lot of things I can do. That is the 5. That is not the 5. This is a 7, 9. This is the 15, so that is a 7. There's no 7 up there. This is a 6, 9. I'd forgotten the cages that have been so long. There's no 9 in here because there's can't put 9 there or there anymore. That's not a 9 anymore. Something, please. That's not a 7. In fact, that's a 9. That's a 7. These are a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know the order, 5 and 6, which makes that the 3 and that the 5, which means that's an 8 and that's a 5. There is no 8 there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 9, which I don't seem to have yet. Maybe I do and I'm missing it because I am completely digit blind at this point. Now, I am so completely digit blind at this point. What did I just get? Did I just get that? So these have to sum to 21. So that can't be a 2. That has to be a 7. Which means that's not a 7. That's not a 7. This is a 2, 9. Which means that is a 7. Which means that is a 3. Which means that is an 8. Which means that is a 3. That's not a 3. That's not a 7. In fact, that's a 1. That's a 2. That's an 8. That's a 1. That's a 9. There is no 3 in either of those. That's a 5, 7. That is a 3. That is a 4. That is a 9. I got there in the end. 5, 7 is resolved. That's 6. Sorry, everyone. Hopefully the puzzle has been fun, even if my solve of it hasn't been. 4 and 7 go in there. I think that's all that's missing from the column, which means that is an 8. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay, so this is 20, so that has to be a 6. That's a 7, that's a 9. 7 makes that 4 and 7. The 6 makes that 3, that is not 3. The 8 makes that 6 and that 8. 9 and 6. 7 and 9. 2, 3, 2, 1, 4, 2 and 1. Wow, doing this as a blind solve was possibly a mistake, but the thrill of completing it finally, particularly considering I can now put in an 8 and a 6, 84 minutes. I am so sorry, everyone, but that puzzle was amazing. The break-in, I mean, I have no idea if I did it right, but having to discover those and then like finding that the 5 was constrained off the whispers and then the pressure from the little killers and I mean that 6, just finding that 6 broke me. But I mean, the deduction on these 10 cages, once you found these and finding out that you couldn't do repeats because it would force repeats in here, all of that was crazy. And the pressure just kept building. This puzzle is astounding. But I would call this, for me, like the rating system we've used in our puzzle packs, this is a trek into the wilderness. And I've been doing a lot of those as collaborative solves, but doing this as a blind solve, going in with nothing, I'm actually pretty happy. What was it, 100 minutes or something? I'm actually pretty happy with that as a solo solve time for me. I frequently say I am not a phenomenal solver. I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm sorry it was such a long video, but give this puzzle a try. Thank you everyone for watching. Go check out Akash's blogs. Not all of his puzzles are this hard. And yeah, good luck with your solving.